Kids stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People wanna see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kids stealing, wheeling, dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Moseby St, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? I am back. You're back. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. All right. I know you're probably in your cars, at your job, eating some lunch, whatever you got to do, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, let me get to some quick announcements and we get right into the show. All right. The podcast. Listen, I finally did it. I uploaded all the episodes this morning. So y'all can go check out all that stuff. If you at work and you can't listen to me, you can't watch me on YouTube. I am on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Now listen, I keep telling y'all this. Listen, if you go to Apple or Spotify, leave a review. All right. 5 stars and just say dope show. 5 stars. I love Scotty. 3 stars. You ain't shit. Tired of you talking shit. I don't care what you say. All right. Just say something. All right. 5 stars and nothing is cool, but just say something. I like to read what y'all. I read your comments from YouTube. It be 100 of y'all in my YouTube comments talking mess, just being ignorant. All right. So take that same energy to podcast land and put it in the podcast. All right. Jesus Christ. Also, live interview tonight with Jackson State commit DB Keelan Kennedy, all right, from Garden City Community College, #1 rated JUCO DB in the nation, all right. He'll be coming on the show tonight, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Hey, if it's past your bedtime, I apologize. These young whippersnappers now, man, they be up late, so it's nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for him. All right, also, make sure you go check out the interview I did with Keontae Hampton's dad and the COO of Digital Dope Art. All right. Breaking history in the making deal, NIL deal with them. Go check that out. It was a dope interview. Nice, short, sweet, to the point, and got it done. All right. Now let's get into this topic right here. Now, before I go, I want to be very clear. I have coached basketball before. All right. I've coached basketball before. I've coached at a high level at AAU. All right. So I'm talking about like 18U, 17U, competitive and stuff like that. Now, I'm not talking about that Under Armour circuit and that Nike circuit. Nah, I ain't been in there. I'm just talking about high level basketball in New York, Texas, Maryland. I've coached AAU basketball before. So this one touched my, when I was sent to, I love basketball. I love football, but I really, really love basketball. All right. So my mom used to always tell me, you can play football, but basketball is what you do. You know what I'm saying? She always used to distinguish the two. She's like, you're a basketball player first before you're a football player. So I want to make that very clear. Now, if you don't know, I'm going to show the clip, right? I'm going to show the clip. If you don't know, Coach Solomon Bozeman, all right, Utica, Rochester, upstate New York, all right? So if you don't know, Solomon Bozeman called timeout and made, I don't know if it was his whole team or some of his players, run sprints in the middle of a game going against Iowa State. All right. That's what the issue is. That's what the ruckus is about. All right. So I'm going to show you one. I'm going to show you just how split everything is on this decision of what he did. Because you can Google this and you can see it. All right, so let me show this first. Share screen window. So these are some of the articles. All right, college basketball coach calls timeout, makes team run during sprints. College players forced into degrading punishment after coach stops games. And then on the last one, it says down and backs never hurt anybody. All right, so you can see a lot of people are split on the fact of, was it right or was it wrong? All right. So that's the decision I want you guys to make. That's why I put the poll in the chat. I'm going to show you the video and it's not long. It's just like a couple seconds. It's nothing too big, but just in your opinions, what do you think of it? And I'm going to play it right now. So that looks like about 3 or 4 of his players. I should have muted it. That looks about like 3 or 4 of his players running up and down for back and forth sprints, right? So when I saw the game, okay, that's not how you get. All right. So when I first heard about it, I was hot. I can't lie. I was like, that's dumb. That's stupid. That's this, that's that. And I wanted to go live right after the interview because I got sent it last night. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the Cowboys game. I let it simmer in my spirit. All right. And honestly, I'm not that upset with it because just because you're not used to doing it doesn't make it wrong. All right. You don't see a lot of coaches doing this, and I wouldn't personally do it because I feel like you build that culture in practice. I honestly feel that way. You build that culture in practice. He is a young coach. He's probably he is one of the youngest coaches in Division I basketball. So I don't know, man. Listen, I really wanted to hear from Coach Green. He's a basketball coach. If you're listening, Coach Green, I hope you call in today. I really want to get your opinion about this.
You are the only participant in the conference.
You know, once you hear the white lady name, the call lines are open. You know what I'm saying? I didn't listen. Just because you haven't seen it before, I don't feel it makes it wrong. Once again, I wouldn't do it. And if you personally wouldn't do it, I get it, right? I understand completely. But I don't think it's a fireable offense. Maybe you go talk to him and say, hey, as a school, we don't want to be looked that way. All right. But I've seen coaches, listen, just because you doing it running sprint, I've seen coaches yell at players in their face. I've seen coaches yoke up players on their jerseys. That stuff is just as embarrassing. It's just as humiliating, but you call that coaching. Cussing a kid out, like, what the F are you doing? Get your ass back. That's humiliating as well, but you'll call that coaching. So we got to be very mindful about what we consider humiliating and what is status quo. Right. So you're used to coaches yelling at you. You're used to coaches getting in your ass, but because you're not used to coaches making you run during the middle of a game, come on, is it really humiliating? They're all, to me, they can all be considered humiliating. If you want to break it down to the nitty gritty, it can all be considered humiliating depending on the kid. So it's all personal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
All right, Scotty. This is my sport here. I'm a basketball X and O's guy now.
Talk to me.
What he did was totally wrong. He should have never did it. If them kids was playing bad, he should have benched their ass. That's what he should have did.
That's fair.
He didn't do nothing but humiliate them kids. You know what I mean? He humiliated them. What he did was totally wrong. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Excuse my friend.
No, you good.
Because I love basketball. But he shouldn't have did that. He just embarrassed them kids. You can hear the fans laughing at them kids. You know what I mean? That can just tear a kid up doing some shit like that. And I know you probably heard from the parents after that.
So
that's all I gotta say, but I just don't like that.
No, hold on, stay with me real quick. Okay, so what's the difference between a coach, chewing you out on the sideline and benching you than you running sprints and then you staying in the game?
Okay, the difference is he just puts you on the open. That's just like if me and you get in a fight, right? We in the corner fighting. Instead of fighting, we in the club. We over in the corner fighting, and we in the middle of the dance floor fight. Which one gonna look bad? Us in the middle of the dance floor fighting, or us in the corner fighting?
The one in the middle of the dance floor, but only because there's more eyes on.
All right. So you see, there's more eyes. Yeah.
So it's still wrong though.
Shutting them out. No, tell you know what I mean. Woody came and chewing them out about. But you putting them on the front street and embarrassing them, they're just like you taking your kid in the middle of the mall and whipping them in front of the food court instead of taking them.
That makes sense. Okay.
Instead of tapping them at the table.
But now I listen. I'm a road devil's advocate. It's still both of them are wrong because CPS coming for your ass anyway. If it's both wrong, but you're just saying it's more embarrassing doing it in front of people than doing it in the dark of night, in your little corner.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's why you sit there. That's why you got other players. You sit their ass on the bench. And then sit there. And then when it's time to practice, you make their ass run in. You don't do it right now. That's why you got other players. You sit their ass on the bench.
That's fair. That's fair.
Why he couldn't, he could just sit their ass on the bench. All right, I'm a basketball. I like football, but I love fucking basketball, and I hope you cover this basketball. But I don't agree with that shit at all, man. That shit aches me. That shit hurt me.
Okay, that's
all
real.
Right, man.
That's real. No problem. Got a comment says, bruh, he could have made them do 6 inches in the locker room at halftime. That shit was high schoolish. Oh, man. That's why there are no more Bobby Knight types, and that's why these old school coaches are retiring. These have changed. I wouldn't fire him. All right. This is because I've seen people in some comments saying fire him. I wouldn't fire him. I think if you feel as a school it's a bad look, which it is because it's on national news. I'm talking about this on USA Today. All right. So it's not a good look. You're not in USA Today for anything good in anybody's eyes, right? So if I'm the school, I'm just telling him, hey, you cannot do that anymore. And once again, like I said, I've coached basketball. So the culture that I've always instilled in my kids is that for me as a coach, I give credit to effort more than skill, right? So like I can say you're very skillful, that's great, but do you give me effort every play? Because that's not anything subjective. It's like how much you want to give on each individual play. Like I'm a defensive minded coach when it comes to basketball. I love defense. I love a 2-3 shell. I love a 2-3 man. Like that's my scheme that I go with, right? So if I have a great player who can score but doesn't play on defense, I don't give a damn who you are. I'm sit your ass down, right? Because defense is effort, right? So if he's making you run because of defense, that means you haven't instilled a culture in your kids at practice that lets them know that if you don't give me full maximum effort on the defensive side of the ball, you won't see my floor. So with N.O. Joe, I agree with him that you should have just benched the kid. There's other kids waiting to get an opportunity. So instead of if you feel it was embarrassing, instead of embarrassing the kids by making them run sprints, bench them, put kids that want to give that effort, that want to give the opportunity to start and give their time on the floor and let them do it. You got subs for a reason. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty?
What's good?
Up, man?
Turn your back.
This Ron. When I saw the thing, man, the first thing I thought about was I didn't want to use, man. I was like, man, this made the sweat look bad because it's on. When you see it on ESPN, you be like, man, come on, man. We just went 5 steps forward, and now we just got knocked 10 steps back. Come on. But as far as coaching, like you said, man, coach should have been set a culture with his players in the beginning. Like you start that in summer. So you start that in spring. When you're doing 3-man, 2-man workouts, you start that in the spring. So like, if it's culture wise, then either he need to go in the transfer portal and find some dogs that can do what he asked for.
That's fair.
Or he just gotta shut people down because man, running sprints. I understand if you in the scrimmage, like if that was in the scrimmage, okay, I can let that slide because that's a scrimmage. Ain't a lot of people there. You really practicing, trying to get the feel of the team. This is during the game. We a month away from the SWAC conference.
Yeah.
This is think about what's gonna happen next month. Are they gonna be ready for the SWAC? We don't know. Other teams you could say that they kind of ready, but with this team you can't say that. Unless they do a whole 360, unless this turn around that whole season like some Coach Carter stuff, and they start balling out on teams, and it can be a positive and negative thing to a young player too, because like Coach made me run, he embarrassed me, I'm gonna go to the transfer portal. Then it could be the player like, okay, Coach made us run, okay, we really need to get on our horse and try to ride this wave out of what he's talking about. So it can go both ways. So like you have to be careful when you do those things, man.
That's real, Ron. Hey, appreciate the call, man. Right, man. No problem. I agree with Ron. You know what I'm saying? Like at the Okay, let me give a quick recap. If you're new, if you just got onto the stream, right? This is what's going on. Coach Solomon Bozeman, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Bozeman. Coach at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, the head basketball coach, was had his team run sprints during the actual game against Iowa State. All right, so let me rewind this for you. So this is his team running sprints in the middle of a game at Iowa State. All right, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. So that's just a quick recap that you can see. All right. Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell?
All right, man. I got to reverse to Allen Iverson. We ain't talking about practice. We talking about in the game. We ain't talking about practice. We be talking about in the game. Man, that's listen, bro. That's unacceptable. Because anybody that has coached on any level, you know the best thing that you do when guys not giving effort? You put the other guys that are hungry, that's sitting on that bench, and let them play.
Facts.
And sit their ass down. That's what you do. Every coach does that. You've seen it from, I'm a huge North Carolina fan. Dean Smith, Warren Williams, Hubert Davis now. If them boys ain't getting out, hey, man, them dudes, the 13 man on the bench is coming in and playing. Bro, that's not going to work. And anybody that watches basketball, and I'm a super college hoops guy, Jay Billis talks about this all the time. Shit has changed, man. This is not the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. And he talked about this with Tom Izzo at Michigan State. He was like, Billis came in with the 80s. He was like, Coach K would do stuff in the 80s that he does not even dare do now in the 2000s. Mm-hmm. You think he talked to Johnny Dawkins and Amica the way he talks to Zion and RJ Barrett? He couldn't do that. He wouldn't do it.
Facts.
Because guess what? He wouldn't get all them boys at Duke. You have to evolve, man. So that is ridiculous. It's embarrassing. No, and does he need to be fired? Of course not. He doesn't need to be fired. But he needs to be talked to. Because that's just not how you're going to conduct yourself. Now, we evolve. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not going to get into cursing, not cursing. You do whatever. But that right there is just not how you do it, especially during a game. Mm-hmm. If those guys are not getting effort, you sit them down, you coach them. Because, see, it's about coaching. You put the other guys in and say, see, those guys are hustling. That guy can't play, but you see he's out there hustling. That's what I need you to do. Now, get your ass back in that game and let's play ball.
That's fair.
But the run, because what did that do? Okay, so he's sprinting them up and down, right? What did that really do? Honestly, did that really make a point?
No, I mean, like you just making them. You making them more tired for no reason. That's my.
you making.
That's my point.
To me, again, you sit them down and you coach them up on the sideline as a group. That that's what I'm just saying. That's what just bothers me about the whole thing. That's not coaching. That is too reactionary of a thought process. I'm going to make their ass run because they ain't doing what they're supposed to do. Like this is practice. This is a game, bro. This ain't practice. This is a game. So he's got, he's a young coach. I get it. But like I say, that's the reason why a lot of these old coaches, they're leaving. Because things have changed. Hey, man, listen. Anybody that does not understand things have changed is a fool. And you keep saying it ain't changed, I know it's changed. Mm-hmm. I see it all the time. So you got to sit back and understand. You got to coach these kids like Deion says this all the time. For all the Jackson State Tigers out there, what does Deion say? Hey, I can't do where I was coached, where Mickey Andrews coached. These kids have to be proven and shown. Deion talks about this all the time. Maybe that's why he turned a 4-8 team to a 10-1 team, because he understands you can't coach like it's 1989. He coaches different. He said, I have to show these guys this. I can't just tell them. So, that's just the way it is, man. So, again, I don't agree with it. It's not going to work. And like I said, it is what it is. I mean, you don't have to like it. Kids too sensitive. Well, you know what? They're all sensitive. And you know whose fault it is? It's my old ass generation, because y'all are our kids and we let y'all be soft. I tell my friends that all the time. It's our fault. Because our parents was on our ass so hard. Because they came from the 40s, 30s, 50s at best, and they had a hard life. Then they ran that shit on us, and we were like, nah, we ain't doing that no more, bro. And now these kids, we went too far the other way. There's no fine balance anymore. Because you just look at it. You look at these kids now, they're not going to go for it. That's why they jump in that portal. They're out. So no, I don't think he should have done that, bro. I think that was a bad look. And of course, you know, again, I'm not going to get into, you know, is it bad for, I mean, it happens, man. You know what I mean? Guess what? That's a snapshot. That's 5,000 college games. It'll be forgotten by tomorrow. Trust me. It'll be forgotten by tomorrow. Honestly.
That's real.
But it's a good topic for your show.
Hey,
so keep talking about it.
Hey, no problem, Mr. Campbell. Thanks so much. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I'm just a supporter of your show and everything. I'm listening to what everybody say. But at the same time, man, you don't know what kind of guys he got on his team. They might put forward the effort, but they might not even respond to how this man is talking to them. This generation is so disrespectful that you don't even know what you're going to get at the kids. So I would rather make them run and daggone, sit on the sideline and show them what they're going to do. They don't care what them boys doing on the field. But I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to give my spat out, man. Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate the call. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Look, I had a car back, Scott, because y'all got it all fucked up. Look, man, that coach got to go. If you want your basketball program to be anything, he got to go. Because ain't no damn kid going to want to go play for a coach like that. See what I'm saying? I don't coach basketball. I don't play at the college level. No kid, no decent basketball player going to want to go play for a coach like that. That's possible to make you run in the middle of the game. If UAPB wants their basketball to be about something, he's going to have to go, man, because what he did ain't in the history of the world a coach ever called timeout in the middle of the game and made his kids run. Never. I don't know what the hell he was thinking about.
That is true.
He was telling the kids to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he want to get any kind of decent basketball player, he's going to have to go because ain't no kids going to want to go play for him. You know what I mean? Now, if they don't care about the basketball program, he stay. But if they care about the basketball program, he's going to have to go because he ain't going to be able to get nobody. He's going to have a whole bunch of walk-ons. So y'all talking about he can't go, he don't need to be fired. He need to go because ain't nobody going to want to play for him. You wouldn't send your kid to go play for him, would you?
Nah, it's UAPB. I wouldn't do that. It's UAPB. It's not because of him.
I'm just saying any college. But I'm saying even if he's at the SEC level or at the Pac-10 level, ACC level, you still let your kid knowing that your kid ain't doing what he want him to do, he gonna make him run.
You know, if I'm being honest with you, you know, like it all depends on his success with it, right? So let's say let's be real quick, you know, Joe. He goes to SWAC conference. He loses 2 games in SWAC conference. He ends up in the SWAC championship basketball game. Then what?
All right, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all about.
So I guess we have to see how the season plays out.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You got to see how this all figures out because
I can agree with that.
Because
it could be effective.
It could be, but you know,
it could be effective.
But he could also do this, you know. And you being a coach and me being a coach, you know, sometimes you have a coach like, hey, kind of like Coach Carter. He went into the library, he sat them all down. Hey, man, it's just me and you. You know what's going out in the public. You know, talk to me. Let me know how y'all felt about that. And then if he has that kind of relationship with his players and they're like, hey, coach, man, I think that was really effed up, man, that you put us on the spot like that. And he apologizes. Hey, man, you know, I was just trying to get you guys locked in. You don't know how those kids can respond to now, if he's arrogant and like, I do what I do, then you might lose your team. I totally agree. But it shows a real coach about how you respond to this, all the negative attention to it, and how your team responds to it, and do you still have a hold on your team?
I'm gonna have to check out the next time they play.
Now you interested?
Right.
Now you interested?
That's the only thing. That's all. You fucked me up with that one. Because if they come out playing better than what they played, you know what I mean. I didn't watch the first game, but I ain't watched this game. But I'm gonna have to keep an eye on them. And if they come out playing better, and if it works, I'm gonna be like, goddamn. But I would never do that shit. If it works, then, but I don't agree with that. All right, man. I ain't gonna call back.
No, you good. You know, you good. Anytime.
All right,
peace. Hey, Coach. If Coach Green is in here, I mean they lost by 20 to Iowa State, but they did double their production after After the timeout and for the rest of the game, they did double their production. That's what I read in the article. So they did play better, right? But once again, it was against Iowa State. Okay, so can we give them a slack? They lost by 20 to Iowa State. All right, so relax. So it is what it is. But listen. As a coach, you have to know the temperament of your team, right? So I've coached from middle school all the way up to like high school players, right? There's always a temperament to your team. And it's just like if you have multiple kids, you cannot treat all your kids the same because of their temperament, right? There's kids you can joke with about how bad they suck or whatever, and they're mentally able to handle that. Like, man, you couldn't shoot your way out of a wet paper bag. And be like, oh, come on, coach, man. You know, I'll be trying. That's cool. Then you got kids, if you tell them that the shoe untied, they be like, but coach, I'm so sorry. Like you know how to deal with each individual kid and how you can respond and talk to them, right? So do I think I'm never a big fan of mass punishment, but in basketball, sometimes you have to, because if one guy messes up, make everybody run, hold him accountable, stuff like that. I get it. But in this situation, once again, it's not something I would do. Now, I'll tell you something I did with my high school players. So when I practice, if you missed the layup, you did 5 push-ups. It was automatic. And listen, anytime in practice, I don't care if we're playing a scrimmage, like if you missed a layup, it was 5 push-ups. Now, if you're in a game, if we're playing a scrimmage, then the team kept count. Like the team would be like, that's 1. So, every 1 is 5 and stuff like that. So when they got out the game, the team would be like, hey man, you got 15 push-ups. You missed 3 layups, depending on how the layups were. All right. So, and stuff like that. But it also carried over in pregame warmups, right? Because I want my players to be locked in. So even if they miss their layups at pre-warmups, you're doing push-ups. Now that's where it would stop for me, right? So pregame warmups and stuff like that, you missed the layup, you're doing push-ups. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you need to get to pushing. All right. So that's just a standard and culture that I built. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm a real firm believer you build your culture at practice, right? Because the stuff, like, players should know once you're in the game that if you got something coming at practice, if you're not careful. That's the kind of culture you need to instill. Like, you're in your head like, damn, I just missed man, coach gonna get on me at practice. Because you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. That's instilling a culture. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, right? It just is what it is. So I think this is a full season event. You got to see how the whole thing plays out. I think, once again, this is just a small snapshot. I think the administration of UAPB does need to talk to him. They definitely need to have a conversation with him, because it's a bad look. It's just a bad look for the SWAC. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, the SWAC has been so hot lately, and to have this be national news for this foolishness is not a good look. As an administration, you have to talk to him. Point blank, period. How do I feel about non-Black athletes getting invited to the HBCU Bowl? I don't have no issues with it. I mean, there's no all-white bowl. I mean, there's no, like, Cracker Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cracker Barrel Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So if you played at an HBCU, it's just the opportunity. It's just if you played at an HBCU school, you get the opportunity to play in the HBCU Bowl. Like, so if you got a white quarterback, like the White Tiger, if the White Tiger played, he played at Jackson State, he played in the HBCU, take your ass to an HBCU bowl game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Ms. Howard, are you going to cover SWAC basketball? I don't know. I really don't know. It's a lot. All right. It really is a lot. It'll be very spotty. It won't be like how I did with the football, because you know, you got women's and men's. I would actually prefer to cover a lot more women's. I like kind of lean towards women's basketball a lot more. I love the listen, I'm Jackson. Coach Tamika, I'm a fan of Coach Tamika Reed, okay? She's out here, boy, she's out here. She got a squad, okay? She got a freaking squad. So, but I might do like big matchups and stuff like that. The White Tiger played at Jackson State. Casey Turok, yeah, he played at the White Tiger. He played at Jackson State. So that's my thing. So school doesn't maybe like some weekly recaps, you know, but it's hard, man. It's a lot of basketball. You know, basketball, they be playing games like back to back, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? So man. Yeah, so I'll do the big basketball matchups and stuff like that, but I'm only doing conference play. So don't look for me to do anything other than conference play. All right. Oh, the original White Tiger for y'all play for Graham. Okay, got you.
Assuming.
Hey, caller, you know how to talk to me. Okay. What's up, Miss Wilson? How you doing? All right, so them dudes 1-8 with games against 4. Ooh, Jesus, they about to be 1-10. OFFScript, that is what I want to see. Follow JSU women's basketball. Just review the week basketball. All right, I can probably do that. That's no biggie. I can definitely do that. I'm gonna just do big matchups. But the thing about me is I want to give all the girls, like, you know what I'm saying, like the girls you don't hear about. You know what I'm saying? We all know about the Amisha Williams, the Deja girl from the Player of the Year. We all know them girls from Jackson State. They're legit. You know, what about the freshman at Alabama State who made that bucket last year in the SWAC championship game? Like, you know, there's a lot of like low-key players that I would like to talk about. So that's my problem, because I love giving credit to all the girls who are good. You know what I'm saying? Like to all the girls that you see. So me personally, I might do like a baller award for the week. You know what I'm saying? Just to encapsulate all the girls and all the guys that are playing. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is for me. But guys, listen, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I just wanted to have a conversation about, you know, what was going on with the UAPB coach. You know, I'm gonna reach out to him over email, see if I can do an interview with him. You already know, I'm about that interview life. All right. So listen, also, if you got any kids that are signing for, if you got any kids that are doing a commitment, you know what I'm saying, if they're trying to commit, I think I'm gonna have a commitment show, not like CFL. CFL does a commitment series, so I'm not trying to steal his idea or whatever. I'm just saying, like, if a kid wants to make his announcement on my channel, I am more than happy to do that for him. I'm actually trying to get into that lane and that space so kids can come on, make their announcement with their family watching live and their friends and family, all that type of stuff. So yeah, so if you know anybody, we'll can definitely make that happen. And also doing interviews as well for HBCU commits, you know, not just SWAC, just HBCU in general commits. All right. So listen, guys, once again, make sure you go check my stuff out on podcast, Apple and Spotify. Leave a review. All right. Once again, if it's 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, click them, but write something. Just say, oh, I love the show from YouTube. I watch it. I come over, blah, blah, blah. If it could be 2-star, he ain't shit, don't listen to him. I don't care. Just leave a review. All right. Leave a review. All right. So I appreciate that. Appreciate it. All right. Also, tonight, live interview with Keelan Kennedy, DB from Jackson State. That goes down tonight at 9 Eastern Standard Time, 8 Central. Make sure you're tuned in. All right. So until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.